write ACC AHA risk calculator, you will find that risk calculator. You have to put variables in it. Sex, age, smoking, blood pressure, HDL levels, diabetes or not. These are 6, 7 variables which you have to put in that risk calculator. If your patient risk is less than 5%, irrespective of cholesterol level, you don't have to treat. That's a big mistake. People see cholesterol level in such low risk patients and start treating. Just like that, in a patient with atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, you aren't seeing cholesterol level. You are just treating because of patient risk status. So in these patients, if they are low risk, you don't have to look for cholesterol levels. LDL may be 155, 130, 140, cholesterol 240. You don't have to treat. Just assess risk and advise lifestyle modification. Just increase risk 5 to 7%, less than 7%, but 5 to 7%. Again, you need discussion with your patient, what you want, lifestyle changes or a drug. If he's agree for lifestyle changes, still you can offer lifestyle changes. 7% to 20%, that's a moderate group. Previously, this group was treated with drugs, but nowadays they are still saying that assess for risk enhancer. Or risk enhancer, what are risk enhancer? Family history positive, LDL persistently greater than 160. That means even less than 160 isn't treated in this group of patients. It's risk factor when it's persistently greater than 160. So if your patient, even after lifestyle modification, his LDL is greater than 160, this is a risk enhancer. Chronic kidney disease, risk enhancer. If someone is having creatinine slightly raised. Similarly, having metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is one slight dyslipidemia, hypertriglyceridemia, slightly increased pressure, obesity. This is a group called metabolic syndrome. Preeclampsia, eclampsia, inflammatory disease, ethnicity, South Asian origin, we are at high risk of having. Then similarly, you have some biomarkers. If your triglyceride is greater than 175, then you are a risk. This is a risk enhancer for your candidacy of statin therapy. This is again a big mistake. Slight increase in triglyceride and people start giving fibrates. You don't have to give fibrates unless and until someone's triglyceride is greater than 500. If it's less than 500 and above 175, this triglyceride level is making your patient a high risk for atherosclerotic. It's a risk enhancer for cardiovascular events rather than pancreatitis. Greater than 500, it's pancreatitis risk, and you're treating it to prevent pancreatitis. For atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, again, you have to give statin. In a patient with hypertriglyceridemia, 175 to 500. That's again a very confusing part of treating patients with what happens, a patient coming with slight increase in LDL and slight increase in triglyceride. And I've seen primary care physician giving both statin and fibrates to this patient. Fibrates shouldn't be given unless and until your patient's triglyceride is greater than 500 in spite of statin therapy. Then you need to give. And in this 7.5 to 20% group, where you are confused whether to give statin or not, you can get calcium scoring, what he's saying about. Calcium scoring can be done by doing CT angiograms. Even without angiography, you can assess by doing CT, the calcium scoring. And this CT is on for risk assessment. Because why you are labeling someone atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease? One day before MI, he's not atherosclerotic disease patient, isn't it? And just today, event make him atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. Now, is this patient without atherosclerosis day before this MI? No, he was having atherosclerosis, but we aren't been able to discover it because of no event. That thing we are discovering with calcium scoring. If someone's calcium score is more than 100, that is against on its unit is. It's more than 100, it roughly, indirectly gives you an idea that this patient is having atherosclerosis. It's between 100 to 0, again you are at risk in between. Less than 0 excludes no atherosclerosis. So that's why calcium scoring is also very important. So in this way we can just summarize if whole dyslipidemia management we have covered all groups. Atherosclerotic group, LDL greater than 190 group, diabetic group, and those who are without diabetes. And these are the most difficult without diabetes, because you need to assess a lot of things in these patients and their thresholds are very high to treat. It's not very low cholesterol level. ठीक? Now you have any questions you can ask.